Imagine, just for a moment, standing on a totally desolate, ruined battlefield. The air is thick with radiation, the ground is completely scorched, and out of the smoke emerges a machine built to survive the absolute worst environments imaginable. We're talking about a towering 2.5-meter colossus of metal and malice. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we are doing a complete technical teardown of one of the most terrifying autonomous war machines ever put to film, Hammerstein, the heavy combat robot famously featured in the 1995 Judge Dredd universe. Today, we're taking a very clinical military briefing approach to uncover the technical secrets of Hammerstein and understand exactly how this mechanical nightmare operates.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for the Explainer today. First, forged in the ABC Wars. Second, titanium anatomy and hydraulics. Third, algorithms of war. Fourth, the price of raw power. And finally, why Hammerstein dominates.
Section 1. Forged in the ABC Wars.
To truly understand a machine, you really have to understand the war it was built for. Hammerstein wasn't just built in a vacuum. He was designed by Howard Kortz to repulse the Volgan invasion of Britain. Take a look at the Mark III war droid prototype. Notice those glowing red optical sensors set deep into that heavy, blocky face? In the lore and the film, he's actually a heavily weathered, decades-old machine. The missing outer armor exposes his complex internal wiring and those heavy pneumatic systems, giving him this visceral, almost undead machine aesthetic. It's a design that immediately tells you this isn't some friendly protocol droid. No, this is a veteran of absolute slaughter. And that brings us to his primary designation as an ABC warrior. So ABC stands for atomic, bacteriological, and chemical warfare. That instantly grounds us in the extreme, apocalyptic purpose of his creation. You see, Hammerstein and his kind were built to fight, survive, and conquer in environments that would melt, infect, or suffocate a human soldier in literally seconds. They are the ultimate inheritors of a poisoned Earth. Section 2, Titanium Anatomy and Hydraulics. Let's look under the hood at his physical hardware and run through some truly terrifying battlefield statistics. First up, 2.5 meters. That is over 8 feet tall. Imagine having to look up at that. His sheer height isn't just about fitting in larger weapons. It's a very calculated design choice meant to psychologically dominate any human opponent. Before he even fires a single shot, his massive silhouette towering over the battlefield completely shatters enemy morale. Next, at 2 tons, the secrets of his durability lie entirely in his specialized titanium alloy hull and endoskeleton. They are reinforced with highly advanced composite materials. This staggering mass provides extreme shielding against high-caliber artillery impacts, blistering heat, and intense radiation. He is a literal walking bunker. But here is where the combat characteristics of Hammerstein get truly nightmarish. 60 kilometers per hour. Think about that. Despite weighing as much as a large SUV, his drive systems are so insanely powerful that he can actually reach highway speeds on flat ground. I want you to paint a visceral picture in your mind right now. Imagine this 2-ton, 2.5-meter wall of titanium sprinting directly at you at 60 kilometers an hour. It is an absolutely terrifying display of kinetic energy. And this brilliantly illustrates a key difference. If we compare Hammerstein's exposed heavy hydraulic pistons to the sleek hidden servos of modern sci-fi androids, the contrast is super stark. He doesn't use delicate synthetic muscles. He uses brutal open pneumatic servos. This industrial kinematics gives him a crushing force of 15 tons per hand. That's literally the power of an industrial hydraulic press. He can crush concrete, tear apart armored vehicles, and deliver a striking force of 20 tons. It's certainly not graceful, but man, it is devastatingly effective. Now, to wield all that power, he needs incredible senses. His visual suite includes thermal and night vision optics, which often shift to these high-contrast yellow indicators for rapid target acquisition. He's also got an auditory filter capable of isolating sounds from up to 300 meters away, making him a relentless tracker. And powering this entire rig, a heavily shielded, EMP-resistant micronuclear reactor. He even features a synthesized vocal module tuned to a remarkably low, mechanical pitch specifically designed to bark out simple commands and just maximize enemy intimidation. Section 3, Algorithms of War. Let's step away from the physical hardware for a second and look at his unique decision-making algorithms. Hammerstein operates on a highly advanced but strictly hierarchical military processor. His combat loop is simple, but it is absolute. Step 1.
Analyze the threat and the environment. Step 2, select the most effective combat strategy from his database. And Step 3, execute the orders with 0 deviation. He is incredibly efficient at tactical evaluation, but here's the catch. He lacks any capacity for creative flexibility outside of his assigned parameters. So the crucial point is this. His ultimate vulnerability is blind obedience. Because his intelligence is primitive compared to modern adaptive AI, and because it relies entirely on literal interpretation of direct commands, he is a slave to his directives. This rigid adherence is exactly how Judge Dredd was able to manipulate and reprogram Hammerstein in the 1995 film. Rico simply overrode the basic directives, and this terrifying machine instantly changed loyalties without a second thought.
Section 4. The price of raw power.
If you're a military commander, you have to ask yourself, why would you deploy a 60-year-old, technically obsolete model? Well, you have to weigh his impenetrable qualities against some pretty glaring flaws. On the strength side, you've got extreme durability, devastating physical power, and unwavering loyalty to his code. But look at the critical weaknesses. Because he's an antique, he has absolutely 0 modern cyber defenses, making him incredibly susceptible to hacking. His massive pneumatic joints make him highly audible. He clanks, he hisses, meaning stealth operations are completely off the table. He's also way too bulky for tight spaces. And while his primary armor is incredibly thick, the very nature of his hydraulic movement leaves his articulated joints exposed and highly vulnerable to concentrated fire.
Section 5. Why Hammerstein dominates.
So if he's slow, loud, and easily hacked, you might be wondering, how does he remain relevant? Why Hammerstein always dominates comes down to exactly what this quote highlights: a brutal and ruthless machine, the ideal instrument for those seeking raw power. He dominates the battlefield because he isn't meant for espionage or fluid adaptive strategy. He is, quite simply, an artillery piece with legs. Despite being clunky and easily hackable, his sheer unadulterated kinetic output and terrifying visual presence make him the ultimate symbol of mechanical supremacy. When he steps onto the battlefield, the math changes entirely for the enemy. Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative thought. As our own real-world militaries push towards sleeker, quieter, more heavily networked cyber warfare, the story of Hammerstein asks a pretty compelling question. Is there a point where all the hacking, all the stealth, and all the sleek design just fails in the face of an unstoppable 2-ton wall of titanium? Is brute psychological terror delivered at 60 kilometers an hour still the ultimate weapon? It's absolutely something to think about the next time you look at the future of military robotics. Thank you for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the machines around.